Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist and author Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything for February 6, 2025. Well, is everybody completely shook up? Is everybody feeling this intense energy? How are you? How's everybody doing? Everybody has been writing and texting me about the energy, and so we are going to talk about the energy, and we are going to talk about destiny versus free will and all of the game of life. We're going to be talking about that. But let me say hi to some people. Hi, Toby. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that you are appreciated. I appreciate that, actually. James and I were just talking about that the other day. So I really appreciate that. Hi, Sarah Stone. Hi, Pam Curtis. I'm glad you are here. Hi, Sonia Mason. Yes, you can have a card when I start doing that, Sonia. Yeah, because you're feeling stressed too. I understand. I do understand. You know what we'll do first too? I'll pick a card from Messages with the Guides for everybody, because I know a lot of people like it when I do that, and I have done that for a long time. And so let's just hold on a second. Let's just get a card for tonight's show. How's that? How's that? Okay, this is from the guides. Okay. That's an interesting one. Forgive yourself. So maybe it's forgive yourself for whatever has gone on this week. Whatever has gone on, forgive yourself if you've treated other people badly, if you've had fights, if you've had whatever. These are trying times. That's an understatement, right? A complete understatement. So tonight we'll be talking about a little bit about forgiving ourselves. How's that? I think that's a good sign. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Patricia Mills. I hope we have some enlightening insights tonight, and I work hard on this stuff, and I just know we're going to. Hi, Jean. Looking forward to another amazing, inspirational, enlightening evening. Thank you, Jean. I so appreciate it. Hi, Linda. Hi, Laura. Hi, Dee Dee from Chicago. Dee Dee, are you having the big windstorms that we're having here? It's very cold, very windy. You know, again, this is the Midwest. What do I expect in the dead of winter? But it has been cold. Hi, Marge. Hi, Lori Counts. She says hi to you too, Renee. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Leslie. Loved my book. Thank you. And for everybody who wanted it on audio, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don and I have worked a lot on that, and Michelle, and between the three of us, we should have that, I'm going to say in the next month or so. Okay. It takes a while to do an audio book. This is my first one, and it does take some time to do. Dina says, beautiful sweater. Thank you. Don and I were just talking about this. I got this when I went to Alaska, and I haven't worn it since. Thank you. Hi, Monique. Hi, Linda. Beautiful tulips. So the tulips in the back, Don, he braved this cold day, and he went out to get me some new flowers because I really needed the flowers, and they're just perfect, aren't they? Because they do remind me of spring, and looking forward to spring. Anyway, and hi, Linda again. Hi, Evie. Hi, Sandy Studner. And Sandy, we're coming out to Los Angeles. When I think of you, I think of Los Angeles. We're coming to Los Angeles. Dr. Shirley Pellizzari, Carrie Gonia, and me, the three of us, the three amigos, are going to be doing another healing healing roots with trauma, or healing roots of trauma. And we're going to be doing one in person in Burbank, California, in Los Angeles, in Burbank, in Toluca Lake, actually, in that same area that we were there for the book signing. And we're going to be doing that there for a 3-day weekend. And that's going to be June 20th, that weekend of June 20th for the weekend. Anyway, it hasn't been, I'm just announcing it now, and it won't be ready to go up for sale for at least two weeks at least. So I just wanted to put that out there. Hi, Joyce. From Spokane. Hi, Joy O. Hi there. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on. So let's talk about a few things I have to say here. But before I even start any of this, I want to say that I'm also on Instagram. So hello, anybody that's on Instagram following me live. Hi, welcome. And I'm so glad that you're here on Instagram. This is the second time we've done this, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you for joining us. And the other thing is, Renee, I really want, if you could put this up, I really want to promote a friend of mine is teaching a class on intuition and accessing your intuition. And she is in Long Island, New York, and her name is Amy Morton. Hi, Amy. And her class is on, it's a weekend class, and I think it starts on March 29th, the day of the eclipse, that really powerful eclipse. So if you are in that area, and you can, Renee's going to put it up. Renee, are you going to put that up for us for Amy Morton's class? If you could, we'll put it in the comments maybe, Renee. Is that where it is? I'm not sure where it is, but anyway, if you guys are in anywhere near, there it is.
Put it in the comments.
In the comments. Okay,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you. So if you guys get a chance, if you're in that area of New York, I think you guys would love it. Amy's a wonderful teacher, and it's really going to be so powerful because it's going to be on the eclipse. And that eclipse on March 29th, holy moly, it's 7 planets lined up in Pisces in Vedic astrology. It's one of those, it's an extraordinarily rare event, kind of like the rest of this year. And anyway, that's going to be quite a powerful event. So I just wanted to mention this. And another thing I did want to mention before I go into the astrology and to the topic is, did anybody watch the Grammys? I'm just curious if anybody watched the Grammys, because my husband's in the music business. He didn't want to watch the Grammys, but I did. And I wanted to watch it. Frankly, I wanted to see what everybody was going to be talking or helping with the fires in Los Angeles. But what I got out of it was Cynthia Erivo. If you haven't seen her on the Grammys, she sang Fly Me to the Moon. It really was soul stirring. God, I thought it was so great. So I did want to mention that. If you get a chance, watch her with that. Boy, she's amazing. She's on Wicked. She was on the movie Wicked. Just fantastic actress, but an incredible singer. So just wanted to mention that. And one other topic before we get into everything is, if you have Netflix, if you want to see something that's soothing for your soul, because we might need some soothing going forward. I'm always looking for anything that is soothing to my soul. And this was Christy, thank you, Christine from San Diego told me that Dr. Linda Backman suggested this one. And it's Chef's Table. If you've ever seen the series Chef's Table on Netflix, this series is called Noodles, and it's about chefs who make pasta. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I just loved it. It's just very soul soothing. And I think that we can all use some soothing during the next long period of time here. And any ways that you guys think that you're doing soothing, if you're doing self-soothing, let me know. I mean, I understand, believe me, having a martini, but if there are any other ways that you're doing, I'd like to know. So let's talk about some of the astrology here. I want to start with, first of all, on February 4th, just a couple of days ago, Jupiter finally went direct. And it's in Vedic astrology, it's in Taurus. And that actually is a positive thing. You might have felt uncomfortable with the energy shifts whenever a planet, particularly a large planet, changes direction, which goes from retrograde to direct or direct to retrograde. It kind of shakes up. And I don't know if anybody had this problem, but I had so many people do several things. Number one, I had several people that had fallen this week. So falling has been a thing. And I think it's, frankly, this energy is shaking everybody. And the other thing is forgetfulness has occurred. So really try to be as mindful as possible. And we're going to talk about a little bit about mindfulness when I talk about the theme tonight of free will and destiny. But Jupiter is direct. Now, in a few days, the energy will, it's still going to be we're in some heavy duty energies. However, with Jupiter, Jupiter has a way of personal growth, of growing, it's a great time for spiritual growth. It's a great time for a collective energy shift. And it's a positive because it means it actually helps with prosperity and stability. So it's a good sign that Jupiter has moved direct. That's a positive that I can say. And it's direct for the next several months. So this is a good thing. Now, on February 9th, the day of the Super Bowl, I was looking into that day because I was thinking, it's a Super Bowl, which I do watch the Super Bowl because I love the commercials. And I am a fan now of the Chiefs, not just because of Taylor Swift, but because I love the mother that had the two boys that were playing, in the Super Bowl. I love that mother. I said that last year and I said that the year before. So that's why I watched this. I'm all about the mothers. So anyway, but the Super Bowl was interesting. I was thinking, what's going to go on that day? It's in New Orleans. There was a problem in New Orleans before on January 1st. I was thinking about that. And on January 1st of 2025, that was an 11 day, January 1st. It was a 9, 2025 is a 9, plus 1 is an 11. So you don't break down a master number. There are 3 master numbers, 11, 22, and 33. So you don't break them down. So 11s carry a heavy energy about them. And on February 9th, it is an 11 day also. The year is a 9, the day is a 9, that's 18. And February is a 2. But if I go the other way, it's 2 plus 9, which is an 11. So it's another 11 day. So could something happen during the Super Bowl? I would bet that security is going to be through the roof, and it is still going to be a pretty powerful day there. And it'll be interesting to watch, to see. So those 11 days, always, there's something about it. And the next time we have astrologically, or I should say numerology-wise, is on February 11th. That's a 22 day on February 11th, because the year is a 9, February is a 2, so the whole month kind of is an 11 month. But that day is an 11, and you don't break down an 11. So 11 and 11 is 22, and that's February 11th. And on that day, the sun squares Uranus at 29 degrees, breaking that down as an 11. And that could be a lot of explosive events. So the energies coming up, I feel, can be quite explosive. And because the sun, which will be in Capricorn in Vedic astrology, squares Uranus, again, at 29 degrees in Aries, could be a lot of tension on that day. So that I'm talking about the 11th of February. That could bring some major rebellion, because Uranus is rebellious, and that 29 degrees is a really pivotal degree. So that could be a massive day, actually. And then on February 10th to the 27th, Mercury transits, it goes into Aquarius. Now that is some interesting time, because you will feel like original thoughts. You'll feel out of the box. You'll feel some more energy. You'll feel more energy. Now, yes, these are trying times, and it just feels like we're getting hit, like flying stuff is constantly hitting us. And it is, not to make it crazy, it is. And yet we still have to figure out a way to go forward and how to navigate this road that we're on. And so we're going to talk about that in my little discussion here in just a second. I just want to finish with this. On February 12th, we have a full moon in Cancer. And that is also in a Gandanta degree, because it's in Cancer, and it goes from Leo into Cancer. So that is going to be time. That full moon is going to be very emotional. I think that's going to be an emotional full moon here. So the next few days, we've got some good aspects, again, with Jupiter direct. You can breathe. If things start to move forward for you. And also, there are some chaos energies that come up during these periods of time. I'm telling you, it's like, can't make this stuff up. It's just unbelievable. So anyway, you want to be as grounded as you can. Period in a message. You want to be as grounded as you can, because these are challenging times. So let's talk about free will, and let's talk about destiny, because I think it's really important to understand what they both are. And you've heard James and I talk about Earth being a challenging school. Earth is a very challenging school. I think James would agree. From what we understand, it is the toughest school. And Earth is full of many things. The first thing it has is duality. So if we look at Earth and we know it has duality. What is duality? It's black or white. It's positive. It's negative. It's like that kind of a thing. It's duality. And we're actually every day confronted with duality in politically. It's a constant. It's a constant. We're getting bashed with this. And then on top of that, we have Earth is, we're always creating here. So Earth, we have a duality, and we also have, now we have free will. We also have destiny. So we have destiny, free will, and duality. And we come to Earth with all of this. And I'll tell you a great book to read, and James gave me this book years ago, and this is called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. It was written in 1925, The Game of Life. And she really takes a look at what goes on Earth and helps readers to understand. This was written in 1925, literally 100 years ago. That's hard to believe, isn't it? 100 years, I said 1925. Like, whoa, it's 2025. Maybe if we blink hard enough, it'll be 3025. But anyway, it's a great book. Everybody should have a copy of that. So before we incarnate, we plan what we want to do. Now, everybody's map is going to look different. Everybody's going to have a different map. Now, destiny is like the map that we have. So imagine we have a map, and that's our destiny. And destiny refers to like a predetermined, maybe an event, it predetermines something that is unavoidable, that is going to happen. And then we have free will in this map. So the destiny may be I'm going to give you examples of destiny, but of things that we have planned to do and that will happen on Earth. Now we have also free will. So free will is the ability to make a choice and to control your own actions. And so we've got this destiny, and then we have free will. And essentially destiny can be fixed, meaning it's something that will happen. And then we have free will, the power to choose which way to go on this path. So here's the thing. If we look, there was an interesting thing that said that destiny is the roadmap and free will is the steering wheel. I kind of like that. And then we learn through our choices. So then we have choices. So we have, duality, black and white, this kind of thing to look at. We have free will, we have destiny, and we have choices. And then we come to Earth with this. And we forget everything we remembered that we know. When we enter, we forget. When we enter Earth, we forget. We get into density, it's wiped clean. So we're supposed to learn a lot from this game that we have that's here on Earth, the game of life. And it really is that. But what exactly are destiny points? So I'm going to give you some examples of destiny points. There are some destiny points where, we'll all have this, where a parent will pass. That's a destiny point. When is that parent going to pass? That's a destiny point. A more difficult destiny point would be a child passing. That would be a more difficult destiny point. But other destiny points might be in your map that you came into experience here on Earth, because you come to Earth to experience, and your destiny, you will have a destiny. Your destiny may be, I'm here to learn compassion. I'm here to learn forgiveness. I'm here to experience love. That might be the destiny here. So you might be here to understand compassion. These are big ticket destiny things that would happen in order for you to have the experience of understanding forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for others, passion about something, compassion. So years ago, I worked for Japan Airlines. It was the first big girl job I had ever had. And I'd been a chef before then, but this was a corporate job and I'd never had anything like this. It was the damnedest thing. When I went to apply, I saw this ad in the paper back then. Everything was in the paper. And I saw this ad in the paper and they were looking for a director of purchasing. And I was like, I could definitely do that. But it's Japan Airlines. They're never going to hire me. I'm clearly not Japanese and I'm not male and I don't speak Japanese. And yet I had this weird intuition, because we're going to talk about intuition, because that plays in with free will and it comes in with destiny. I had this weird feeling I had to go. So I kept going and they kept bringing me back in for more interviews. And I had several interviews. Now, the funniest part about that was that I was the only female, the only non-Japanese person. I didn't speak Japanese. I was so myself because there was no way in hell I was going to get this job. There was just no way. I mean, it was actually laughable because I didn't fit in. I didn't know the culture. I was extremely authentic anyway, and through true destiny, this was a destiny thing. There is no doubt in my mind. And if you read my book, I actually talk about what happened there. But another thing that happened is that I get the job. I can't believe I get the job because it came down to me and a young man my age. I think I was 28 at the time. He was my age and 27 maybe. So it was me and this other young man who was Japanese, who had a family. And the Japanese culture was all about, men and their family. So I didn't think in a million years I was going to get this job. I had a daughter, he had a daughter. I remember thinking, whoa, it's come down to this. Well, it's been fun because there's no way I'm going to get this job. Anyway, I get the job. I couldn't believe it. Even though I had this weird feeling the whole time, this intuition that I just had to play this one out. And I did. And anyway, I get the job. I just couldn't believe I get the job, right? And especially with this young man with a family. I had a family and I was a single parent. But I just couldn't believe that I got it. Anyway, I get the job. 2 months later, literally, they kept him. Japan Airlines hired him, but they put him in the San Francisco office, and I was in the LA office. And he wanted to be in LA because his family was in LA. So he had to go back and forth from San Francisco to LA. And 2 months later, there was a horrible plane crash. It was a PSA flight that was a local airlines out of California, PSA. And he was on the plane and he died. And I was shook out of my mind because I kept thinking, oh my God, if he had had the job, and then this wouldn't have happened. And surely I must have played a part in this. Like, oh my God. So I went to see my boss and I was just devastated. I only met him through the interview process, but I was just even thinking about it to this day. I was really devastated. And my boss said to me, and he was Japanese, older Japanese man, Mr. Kawano, and I'll never forget him as long as I live. He was really quite extraordinary. And he said, look, Kellee, that was his destiny. And I was like, what? That was his destiny. He said, we wanted you from the beginning. You were always going to have that job. He said, it took a little longer, but I always saw you in that job and I wanted you to have that job. And don't think for a second it had anything to do with you. He said, because it was this man's destiny. And I had to really think about that for a long, long time. That kind of haunted me for a long time. And now I really understand the destiny. So there are some destinies like that. I had another destiny. I was supposed to be doing this work. Ultimately, it was a lot of free will choices before I had the destined moment of a head injury to get where I needed to be. But that was the first time I ever heard that word. And I know each and every one of you have had destiny points in your life. There might have been a car accident. There might have been, a death. Might have been a divorce. It might have been a marriage. It might have been a child. There's certain destiny points on earth. Okay, so then we have free will. So free will refers to the ability for any of us to make a conscious choice and a decision about our life. Like I could have worn a blue shirt. I decided to wear this. I could have gone out driving today, except that it was very icy and I was working. But I mean, free will is how we choose things. And we do have a lot of choices. It's not, everything is not predetermined, but certain things are predetermined. And I'm going to say that's per each individual, because we come in, before we incarnate, we come in, we work with a team that helps us, and the team knows, and we know before we come in, certain things are going to happen. Now, how do we, with this giant map that we had come in with, what kind of choices are we going to make? For instance, you may pick the same relationship over and over until you learn boundaries. That may have been a destiny for you, so you could learn boundaries. So again, the big ticket items of why we incarnate for the big ticket items also, which are that are soul changing, where we learn forgiveness, kindness, love, those kind of things. And so free will is helps us with our personal growth and our responsibility. And the more conscious you become, you hope that you make better choices. Because again, at the same time in this game of life, we are also creating our future. Oh, this is quite a game. Who thought of this game? It's a big one. But sometimes, and I really mean this, sometimes there will be no good free will choices. That happens. Sometimes you will find yourselves at a crossroad where you do not know left is bad and right is bad. What do you do? And you start using it's so darn important, and that's your intuition. Your intuition is everything. It's the power of attaining like knowledge, or it's the power. That's really what it is. It's attaining knowledge, or some sort of a cognition that you have that helps you understand. Wait a minute, like listen, it's mind, body, and soul. Listen to that. Intuition might be a gut in your gut. Like you meet somebody and you go, I know this person. Should I be with this person? Or you might go, oh, I have a terrible feeling about that person. And then sometimes you will hear a voice that says, you can do this now, or you can do this later. And then you get pushed into doing something. So again, that would be more of a destiny. I'd like to say we have free will, and we do have free will, but you can see where I'm going with this. We have free will, and we also have destination points. So intuition is that feeling of knowing, and that is our guide with free will, and it's even our guide with destiny. You know that expression, I have a date with destiny? We really do have dates with destiny. There will be those moments, but we also have a plethora of free will constantly around. Do I stay with this person? Do I leave this person? Do I go to this bank or I go to that bank? I remember once I was, it's the darndest thing. I had to go to the bank, and I went to this bank in Long Beach, and I had to go. And I remember thinking, my whole gut was saying, go to another bank. Don't go to this bank. Don't go to this bank. But I was like, hell bent on going to this. I wasn't paying any attention. And I went to a bank, and there was a bank robbery going on. Anyway, I was all okay. It was strange. And I should have listened to my intuition. So, but these are things that you learn as you get older. And listen to your intuition, because your intuition will really help guide you. So how do you get in touch with your intuition? Because again, you're going to need your intuition when you are paying attention to your free will choices that will have to do with your destiny. And so it all connects. It's all connected here. And it's all on this map. You can draw yourself a map, and you can look at your life and look at how many destiny points you have, like how many big ticket items had, even small things that were destiny. that job for Japan Airlines really was a destiny point. It changed my life. It saved my life and it changed my life. So it was that important, that crucial that I had that job. And we don't miss our destiny points. We're not going to miss them. They will be there, just like our free will be there. And you do as much as you can in life, because the other thing is, in The Game of Life by Florence Shinn, great book, we don't know when our clock is up. We don't know. Is it up in, do we get 30 years, 60 years, 90 years, 112 years? Who knows? We really don't know that. So in that time, you really want to do the best you can with everything. But some ways to get in touch with your intuition would be to meditate, really sit quietly, observe your thoughts without any judgment. It's a great place to get in touch with your intuition, and spend time in nature. Get away from all of this, because this world right now is going to shake everybody up. Everybody will be shook. It'll just start shaking. And yet we have to come back to center again. We did choose to be here at this time. For a lot of reasons, our souls are going to grow a lot from this. And part of that, if not all of it, is to understand that God exists. I'll say it that way. Source exists, and we go inward. We're not abandoned out here. We're not abandoned out here. You do want to make good choices. You want to be kind. You want to have forgiveness. All of these kind of things during this time period. And also, what helps with intuition is to be really creative. When you're creative, it opens up that right brain, and it's like mediumship. It just takes off, and it's amazing. So, and follow your gut instinct always. And also, as Dr. Shirley would say, do a body scan. Like, acknowledge, how does your body feel? Do you have tension here? Do you have tension there? Maybe start journaling. Start journaling about your life. As James and I did a show on life review during life, start doing that. Start doing that. Okay, so I hope some of this helps you guys. I hope all of it helps you guys with all of this. Because again, this is not no way this is an easy time period. It's just not. Do we get through it? Yeah, we get through it. We'll learn an awful lot. We will learn so much. And you'll learn a lot about yourself. Like, I'm getting strength from 2020. I'm getting strength before that, from the time before that. I mean, everything kind of builds on another thing. And again, if I look at the map of my destiny, I see where I come from, and I understand how I guess I see how I got here. So you'll do the same thing. Everybody make a map of yourself to see and look at your destiny points. Okay? So I hope that helps. Joyce says, Kelly, I love your book. Thank you. Lynn says, I'm feeling all the energy. Yeah. Elizabeth Scott says, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Yep, a lot of people do, Elizabeth. And also, if you want a great therapist in New York, Elizabeth Scott, you can look her up on Psychology Today. Excellent therapist, and she does past life regression too. Hi, Vicki. Let's get you a card, Vicki. And so let me get you guys, let me start doing some cards from Talking to Heaven. So let me get this out. And we have our show on Monday with James is we're going to have Liz on, and we're going to be doing a little more tarot and talking about love. Love from the other side, love from here. We're going to be talking a lot about messages of love. Okay. Oh, that's very funny, Vicki. I am standing right next to you. Well, there you go. Your husband does crack me up. Lori Counts, I'm going to get one from your dad, honey. I am here helping you. Oops, here you go. I'm here helping you. And I know he is. And Renee, there was a lady up in front here. And Sonia, let's get a card for you. And you said you're stressed right now. Let's get you a card from your spouse. And he says, I see all of your thoughts. So I understand that you would be stressed, honey. These are stressful times. I'm not going to make anybody crazy. These are really stressful times. My goodness. But we prepared for this. Is this a destiny? Is this free will? It's a complicated question because it could have gone this way or it could have gone this way. So there's some free will involved here. And either way, we're going to learn an awful lot about ourselves and being on Earth at this time. Okay, so just remember I'm saying that. Okay, we will learn an awful lot during all of this time here. Okay, let's see here. And I've got some questions here from Instagram, Feathered Sage. Why, as a medium, is it harder to see loved ones that have crossed over? Oh, Sage, Feathered Sage, I will tell you why. We're too close to the situation. It's really hard. James and I have had this conversation a lot over the years. It's hard. You know, I didn't even feel my mom, or I was in such numbness and shock and pain and suffering that I couldn't even see my mom. But now I feel her all the time and I hear her all the time. I'm more clairaudient. Every once in a while I'll see something, but for me, I'm more clairaudient. But as a medium for our own loved ones, it's like, what do they say? The shoe cobbler can't make shoes for his family or something like that. I don't know. It just doesn't work that way. Hi, Debbie Patching. I appreciate you too, honey. So yeah, that's a very good question. I have so many mediums that always ask me that question. Okay, this is from Nancy Dominic. Now, I think this is an extraordinary conversation to have. She says, today would have been my 57th wedding anniversary. Golly, God bless you. It would have been 57 years today that she was married to her husband. She said, can he really hear me? Yes, yes, and yes. She said, somebody very near and dear to me told me that I probably will not see my late husband again. It absolutely crushed me. What does a widow have to hold on to without the hope of reuniting? So Nancy, when I read that, I wanted to scream. Like, what kind of a person says that? That's, first of all, it's just not true. Nancy, it's not true. I don't know what her belief is, but it's incorrect. So you will see your husband. The moment you're ready to pass, he's already there. I don't know when that is, but whenever that is, he will be there. That call goes out 6 to 8 weeks in advance for the other side to let us know that our loved one here is going to be passing. They will be with you. You will abso-friggin-lutely be with him again. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the things that I saw when I had my head injury and the things that I have experienced as a medium. I have 100% no doubt, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000% no doubt that everybody will be with their loved ones again. Absolutely. Okay. And I'm sorry, Nancy, that you had to have that experience, but please hold on to all of the signs that you have received from him. Okay. Our loved ones work hard to give us signs. MCC, today's my birthday. May I have a card? Oh, absolutely, honey. I just love watching your shows. Well, thank you. And yes, you can. First of all, happy birthday. So today is February 6th, and February 6th is a 6 of spades. 6 of spades is wildly creative, really creative, like usually musically, artistic, really smart and deep. Like a 6 of spades is somebody who's deep. They come in for a big balance in life. That's a really old soul. You're definitely an old soul that takes us on. But let's get you a card from the guides here. Hold on. It's funny. Follow the golden rule. What's so funny about that is that all 6s, I don't care if it's whatever 6 of whatever, but your 6 of spades, but all 6s have to follow the golden rule. All 6s cannot veer from the path because they will get whacked with karma. And that's the other thing in this destiny versus free will. We have to remember that we are either eliminating karma, balancing karma, creating good karma, working towards our dharma. I mean, that's a whole other conversation in this giant map of destiny and free will. So it all works together. You'll see it all works together here. So Laura Crumb says, you've had 45 to 50 mile winds for the past month. Dear God, that seems a lot unusual. And Laura, here's a question from you. Oh, Slodanka Trevakoka from Melbourne. Hi there. Hi, honey. Let me get you a card, and then I'm going to read Laura's question. this is for you. It's lead by example. Lead by example. I love that. And many of us are called to lead by example. In fact, we should all be leading by example. I know these are tough times. Believe me, I do watch the news. I do pay attention. And I know how challenging this is, but I still have to lead by example here. Laura Crum says, hi, Kellee. Can our free will enhance our destiny? Ooh, good question. So that we have more life lessons learned, which enrich our soul. Yes. So she said, maybe like take the road less traveled. I love that. First of all, that's one of my favorite poems, Taking the Road Less Traveled. I've always loved that. So thank you for saying that. Yes, I would say that absolutely our free will absolutely can, if we make, again, the road less traveled, maybe put in a little more effort on this end, it could make the destiny a little easier. But then there are certain destiny points that will be there. By the way, not all negative destiny points at all. Some phenomenal destiny points, right? Some phenomenal destiny points. So it's and they're not, nobody's out to get us on Earth. I mean, it's we set up a system before we come in that we want to grow, that our soul wants to grow. And so when people say, oh, and I had this experience and that experience, yeah, believe me, I get it. I get it. And what they masters say is, how wonderful was your path? Look how far you grew. Because when we do the life review, which you can start now, watch the show on Monday that James and I had on that, because you guys would love it. And for life review. And when you do it, start now and really give yourself some credit for all the things that you have gone through. Again, I don't think life has ever been easy at all. And now it's not either. It's a lot. I think it's a lot more stressful. So Regina Joyce Clark, she says, Kellee, I know you never talk about the terrible state of our union. Well, I am a little bit tonight, except to say that it will pass and Earth is a hard school. Yep. But frankly, I think we are on a rocky trip into Dante's Inferno. Agree. And no one is stopping the mean-spiritedness ruling the land. If that's what I chose, what was I thinking? I think your soul was saying this. I need to have the experience so I can go inward, so I can choose kindness, compassion, forgiveness, love. These are the big ticket items of destiny points. And I think this period of time will ring a destiny, like ring literally a destiny for all of us to rise above any of the things that are slung or any of the challenges. We're going to rise above them. I think it's really, really important to do that. This is to be on Earth at this time. I know, as painful as it is to hear, it is a blessing and a gift, because on the other side, when we return home, and believe me, we'll return home to our loved ones. I promise that will happen. And when we do, it will be like, well, wasn't that something? Oh, that was something. That was something. Victoria Mansfield. Hi, Kellee. My mom passed on January 19th, and her service was February 4th, just 2 days ago. First of all, I'm so sorry, Victoria. I know she was there, and I'm sure she was pleased. I've got chills, so she was definitely pleased. May I have a card from her? Absolutely. Please and thank you. That's what my grandkids say. Please and thank you. It's the sweetest thing. Okay. She says, honey, tears cleanse the soul. Tears cleanse the soul. So go ahead. I think your mother loved it. She's showing me her in a young period with a dress, wearing a dress, like I'm going out on the town dress. So I think that she's very happy. And they always come to their memorial. They never miss their memorial. Now, if anybody would like a session with me, I have openings in February. I had a lot of cancellations because people were sick with the flu and the this and the that. Anyway, so go to my website, kelleewhite.com, if you would like a session. I am doing another Power of 10 group. I have one coming up on March 1st, but that sold out pretty quickly. So I have another one coming up in, I believe it's going to be in April. I just don't have the date yet. So I'm working on a lot of things. I'm also teaching a crystal class with Julie Ann Siegel, and that'll be on it's a Saturday, the end of April, and I think it's April 28th, but I can't remember exactly. And that'll be up for sale soon. And that's going to be a really, really cool class with crystals. And I have another class on April 6th. April's going to be a big month with Prajna Avalon. And that's a class on autism and spirituality. So if you have a child that's autistic, or if you're on the spectrum, Prajna is also on the spectrum with autism. And so we are going to be talking about it from her experience with it. And plus, she's such a healer and such a great, phenomenal teacher. And I'll be talking about it from the psychological realm of it, and also through the spiritual lens, of what's going on here. These are really advanced souls. I mean, really advanced souls that come to Earth to have the experience like everybody else here, and to bring their own knowledge and their own wisdom. So we have another way of viewing it, and we're going to each talk about our lenses in this class. It'll be a 3-hour class. So both of those, I think you're going to like really well. Rose Oliver Lee, can I have a card from my dog? He has a mass, and I'm worried about him getting surgery. Oh my gosh, let's get him a card. I've got chills on that. Let's see. Hold on. The card from your guide say, ask for guidance. So here's what I'm going to say about that. Rose, use your complete intuition. Your birthday is July 8th. That's the 7 of Diamonds. 7 of Diamonds is all about their intuition and their deep spirituality. I have never met a 7 of Diamonds that wasn't crazy about their dogs. I mean, it's true animal lover. So just put out get real quiet, and you'll get the right answer of what to do. You'll get the right answer, honey, with that one. Okay, just use your intuition. Annie Tremblay. Hi, Kelly. Apart from life between life regressions, is there a way to know at what level is our soul? I would love a card from my guides. You know what you can do, Annie? One of the ways you can do what level you're in, and I think what you mean by that is like, how am I an older soul? Am I a younger soul? You're a soul on Earth at this particular time. You probably know an awful lot. So I would go inward, and you can ask your higher self, how many rounds have I had, or on Earth, or what is it that I'm here to study? What is it that I'm here to study? You'll get the answer. We all have a higher self. So you can you don't need any other work than that, just to sit in your own stillness to get that. And I have chills. You can do it, Annie. Let's see. Here we go. Have an attitude of gratitude. So gratitude is everything, and that's from your guides. Have an attitude of gratitude there, Annie. Okay, and I wanted to read this. Linda Alquist, she says, I'm missing my husband, really badly. Oh, you got it, honey. I know there are a lot of people that I work with that have lost their spouses. Ooh, I've got chills here. I send you loving signs through nature. Loving signs through nature. So I'm not sure where you are, but even if you look out the window, like I saw a beautiful woodpecker today. I thought that was just great. You remember when I was telling you guys about that white owl that was the big, he was like a celebrity in the town called New Glarus? Well, unfortunately, and very sadly, they found the owl had passed away. And that was yesterday, actually. But I was devastated. My niece Peggy, we were all devastated. And we don't know what happened. We're trying to, hopefully, the DNR took it, and we'll figure out, I think they'll probably do an autopsy and figure out what happened. Because it was just really upsetting, very upsetting. But the weird thing for me was the day before I had a dream of 2 white owls and lots of babies around. So, and owls bring a lot of wisdom. So let's see where that takes us. Again, what a world that we live in here. Hello, Novella McDonough Cummings. Hello here from Wisconsin, a Wisconsinite. Well, let's get you a card, Novella. Here we go. Learn from your mistakes. From guides, I love that. Learn from your mistakes. If I were a guide, I'd be like, really? You didn't get that lesson yet? Oh my gosh. Hi, Vivian. Cheryl Amato. Wendy here in Wisconsin, right? A lot of Wisconsinites. Oh, yes. Sandy, you'd love to see us? That would be great. You'll be there? That'll be great. We're only going to take 30 people. So and this will be in June. I think it's June 20th for the weekend. So I'll put this out as soon as we can. Okay, Denise Neeb says, Kelly, why in the world did you relocate to Wisconsin if you were from LA? Okay, that's so hilarious because my husband retired from Neil Diamond. He was in the band with Neil Diamond, and Neil ended up with Parkinson's. And so we had a second home here. And my husband was just frankly tired of LA and really, really wanted to go back to his roots. Were in Chicago and really wanted to go back to our beautiful farm here. And so that's how we ended up here. That's exactly how it happened. Okay, Mary Scott, I've been feeling very overwhelmed lately, very anxious. Is there a card I can pull for guidance? Of course, sweetheart. Again, for people that need some help with feeling overwhelmed, what you can do is start with the box breathing. It's taking it, it's like literally stopping yourself. And if you have to do this every hour, every 30 minutes, every couple of minutes, do it. Do a body check. But start doing box breathing, which is where you take a deep breath for 4 seconds. You hold it for 4 seconds. You release it for 4 seconds. And you do it again for 4 seconds. And you just box breathing. And you just calm your brain down like that. And it does work wonders. Because during these times, people will be stressed out of their mind. We have to learn and implement and actually do tips. And that's a great tip, is controlling the breath. Another one is really learn to meditate. I followed a guru for a period of time back in the day, and she would teach us how to meditate in the middle of a construction zone in New York City. I hope I make my point. It wouldn't matter where you are. She would say, we're not in a cave. We don't have caves. You can't just go into a cave. Like it used to be, like the monks would go into a cave and, it was easy for them on some level. But how life is now is we really do have to be present, be aware, and be grounded, even though a shitstorm is throwing everything around us, okay? Can do it. I have faith in everybody. We can do this. We have this, as they say. From Instagram, okay, I've been feeling overwhelmed lately. Here we go. Let me get a pull for card. Yeah, thank you. Here we go. Now this is interesting. Appreciate your talents. So if you've been really, Mary Scott, if you've been overwhelmed, let's talk about this for a second. What are your talents? Can you appreciate about yourself? What can you give yourself to appreciate yourself? And one of the tips that you can do is remember a time, honey, where things were calm for you, when things were really calm for you. And that's a great place to go with that. Memories are very powerful and important. So you can start to calm yourself down. Another thing is take your shoes off. Normally I would say go outside. If you're anywhere where it's cold, you probably can't do that. But walk around barefoot. Just releasing the energy will help there. Okay, and then again, the box breathing will help. I think that will help an awful lot here. So there you go. Let's see here. Laura Crum, truly believe in free will in destiny, but circumstances also seem to play an effect of one's life. Yes, they do. Again, we choose our families. That's another thing we have on this giant map. We choose our families. We choose our children. We choose those kind of things, big ticket items. And so, and imagine everybody coming at the same time here, having their own experiences, leading to the next experiences. And so circumstances will be in play there, and it will affect everybody. And I love that you say sometimes we're hard on ourselves for our choices, but circumstances are a proponent in the equation, I feel. Absolutely. As I said earlier, Lauren, I know this to be true, that sometimes there are going to be no good choices. And that's kind of a setup. Now, sometimes there's a better option, even though they're both not so good, but maybe there's a better option, And so anyway, yeah, don't be hard on yourself, because everybody has a situation. Everybody has been through something, and these are challenging times. So be good, be kind to yourself. Cheryl Amato says, I am a Pisces. Will this event affect us more? Yes, I would say so, Cheryl. If you have a Pisces rising, Pisces moon, or a Pisces, yes. And the first eclipse, actually, I think is the 14th, and your birthday is March 15th. Yeah, that would affect. And the second eclipse is March 29th. Now, on March 10th, I'm going to be doing a show. James is going to be in Europe for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be doing a show on March 3rd by myself, talking about a lot of different things that are going to be going on about grief and healing, actually, and how to heal. But on the 10th, I'm going to be doing a show with, my gosh, I'm spacing right now, but I'm going to be doing a show with James will be in Europe, but we're going to be reading tarot cards, and we're going to be, Liz Cook, we're going to do tarot, and I'm going to be talking about the eclipses. So that ought to be a really powerful show, and that's going to be on March 10th. So, yeah. Mary Scott says, I love Cynthia. Amazing. Cynthia Rivos, amazing, right? I mean, she was just amazing, I think. So, okay. Oh, I had some other questions. Okay, Tammy Keneally says, Kelly, my birthday is tomorrow. I'll be 60. Yay, from Wainwright, Alberta, Canada. First of all, congratulations. Let's get you a card here. Tammy, here we go. You're going to love this. Get your phone out so you can get a picture, Tammy. Live your bliss. Live your bliss. How great is that? Oh my gosh, that's a big day. So, and 60 is just the beginning. I think you're going to get it. Patty Solo Morris. Hi, Kelly. My mom fell Sunday. I'm telling you, there are more people falling now. She has surgery. Will she be able to do rehab to get better? She's 90, but she has still good mind. Now, her birthday is 5/12. Interesting time period. I always say, so she's a 4 of diamonds, actually. 4 of diamonds is very powerful. She might be okay. She may be okay, Patty, because 4 of diamonds, I always say they have one of the longest lives, period. It's the darndest thing. 4 of diamonds. Yeah. And she comes from that hardy stock. So I would say go with that. Go with that one. There is a question I did want to answer, and this was from Kim Jones Gant. Kim, she said, I'm having cataract surgery on my right eye on February 25th. There's so much going on energetically everywhere. This is true. I mean, there have been, and if we didn't even get into the plane accidents, I mean, there's just a lot going on. But she said, I'm hoping all will be well. Any insight? So February 25th, actually, I was looking at that date for you, Kim, and that you'll be just fine, honey. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine there. Okay? So yeah, just go ahead and have that cataract surgery because you want to see things clearly. Okay, Adeline Mersch, she says, what does it mean if you're having a 22 year? So a 22 year is a builder. If you ever hear me say 22 is a master number, that's a builder. And it means like constructing your year. Like I ended up having 3 breast surgeries. I'm not kidding. On a 22 year. 22 is powerhouse. But it would have taken that. I mean, it's kind of funny. You've got to have a sense of humor. I swear to God, you have got to have a sense of humor. That should be number 1 on your map. I have a sense of humor here. You have to. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lori Letterby. She says, what do I think of all the earthquakes in Santorini? First of all, I love Santorini. Love. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And I've been watching it, following it, Lori. There is something energetically going on. Period in the message. These are, again, this is shake-up energy. And I think it's being played out everywhere, actually. So it has me concerned, actually. So Maggie Landis says, Kelly, thank you for all your offerings. With all the energy kicking around right now, can this cause you to be exhausted? Yes, 100%. I'm feeling so tired right now. Let me just say this before we go, Maggie. I'm glad you said that. This energy, if you need to take a nap, if you need to rest, you need to go to bed early, you need to unplug, please, for God's sakes, do it. Just do it. You need to rest. There are days where you might feel really good no matter what. And then there are those days during this period, these energies, that you just might be wiped out. So please really take some time for yourself during all of this time, okay? So I just want to put that out there, okay, for everybody. Anyway, well, everybody, listen, Thank you for watching. And then look forward to seeing everybody Monday with Life After Death and Beyond with James and me. And that's going to be Monday's show. So join us. And then I do have some signups if you want to sign up for a session with me. I am available in February. So take care, my friends.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.